I need that. And that. Well, good evening everyone. So tonight we're getting the last of our summer crops in, the last paddock of chicory. Got the drill here. This isn't their drill that they used last time, they're just borrowing this because theirs is working further south than here and they couldn't get it back in time. It's just a 3 metre, but it'll do the job just the same. This was actually 2 paddocks in here, but we pulled the fence out that was in the, wasn't really the middle, but that ran just along here where this hump was. That was where the old fence line was, and they're just 2 little paddocks into one nice long one now. And as you can see, we are working with a pretty good seed bed here, so it's had a pretty good die off. All the grass is yeah, it's pretty short now. Drill will go through it nicely. It's about 0.7 of a hectare this paddock, so it won't take long to drill. Just came for a little ride with Jack. Where are you from, Jack? You're from Wales, but whereabouts?
North Wales.
North Wales. Actually get quite a few people from Wales watch, so what town are you from?
Oh, I'm from Bristol.
But it's Jack's first day on this drill and he's done a pretty good job. We won't know until it germinates and see if he's missed any spots. So next day now, the drill finished up a little bit late last night on a few other little things to do, but I'm back here at this chicory paddock. I thought this year I'm going to try something. I haven't done it in the past, but you can see here the drill's roughed up the ground heaps and the soil's yeah, it's real fluffy at the moment. And parked up here down in the yard, I've got this roller, which is actually quite good. It's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up to my tractor. I'm going to go up and roll that paddock. It's not going to take me long because it's not a huge paddock. I usually don't use that, or I just usually let the rains come after the drill's been and it germinates, but I thought this year I'm just going to try it. It's quite a small paddock, and just see if we can notice any different, because they say, you know, compaction is the key. So yeah, why not? Thought I'd give it a shot and see what happens. I haven't used it for a few years, but nothing's broken yet, so that is a good sign. But you can notice the difference. This is where I've just been through here, as you can see those marks, and then over there, that is where I haven't been. So it is getting a little bit of compaction down, which should help. Paddocks come up real good. Might be a little bit hard to see on the camera, but I've been up there, so I've got this bit to do, but it has made a visible difference. Oh, that's good to get that done. It's getting pretty hot out there, and it would also be quite nice to have a tractor with a cab because it was a little bit dusty too. Yeah, but good to get it done. So hopefully, I was thinking it might knock a few of those slugs around too, although we did put slug bait on, so that should keep control of them hopefully. But let's go and check on the crops that we have planted so far. And I thought we'd start here in the chicory because this was planted first. I don't know why, but down this end you can see it's just a little bit patchy. There's areas where, yeah, just nothing's grown. I don't know why that is. So I got Jake to just come in here the other day and run the drill over a couple of these patches just to tidy them up a little bit. So you get areas like that that grow awesome, and then just nothing in there. So I don't know, it's it's a bit of a mystery. Mush was out the other day having a look at the trial site that we put in over there. We'll go and have a look at that soon. But I got him to have a look at this and see what he thought, if he could put it down to something, but he couldn't. It wasn't slug damaged, there just wasn't enough damage around to put it down to slugs. Plus there's not actually that many slugs around. So yeah, a bit of a mystery. I don't know, you can see through here we've just replanted it. Some of the stuff that was growing might stick around. But in general, it is mainly down this end, and apart from down here, it's actually looking pretty good. Starting to fill out real nicely. You can't even really see the drill rows through there. But this is it's about a finger length at the moment. So it'll grow up to about, I don't know, boot height, about here, and then it'll look way better when it fills out. You won't be able to see the ground. It'll be thick as. So you can see the drill rows there, just a little bit patchy like I was saying. But yeah, real trashy there, so that's still come through, and even down here, I don't know, maybe I should scatter some seed around a little bit later. I'll just leave it, it'll be right. But we're going to have a look over there at that paddock now, and just yeah, have a look at that trial site too. Here's the edge of the trial plots, as you can see, straight down there, and that's the normal choice chicory that we use on that side, and then yeah, this is the trial plot. So man, there's noticeably a difference though. It was only planted sort of 4 days, I think, ahead of the stuff on the left, but just unreal. Different drills, they might have planted it at a little bit higher rate. As you can see, it is pretty thick in places, which is good. So I planted at 12 kilos to the hectare, and they measured this out. I'm not sure what it was planted at, but yeah, there's noticeably a difference. But the funny thing is that there wasn't any rain or moisture on this that 4 days earlier, or between the 4 days that it was planted and when this was planted, when this was drilled, it sort of rained then. So it was sitting in the ground just that little bit longer, but I didn't think that would make too much of a difference. But yeah, it's looking real good. You can see the line through there too. So it'll be interesting to see what they say. We'll have to get Georgia and Casey, they are looking after it, so we'll have to get them on camera and see what they think. They came out the other day with Mush and they could pick the different lines through here. I couldn't, but yeah, they could. But then again, I suppose they look at chicory all the time, so yeah, you get your iron. But pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. It just does need a little bit of moisture now. It is getting a little bit dry. But there are some chicory that are sort of behind, or that are only starting to germinate now, so I don't know, maybe it'll fill out a little bit better than we're thinking. But there's definitely moisture in the soil, but a bit of rain, yeah, definitely wouldn't hurt. And I think next week we're going to have to do a little bit of a pasture spray in here too, because as you can see there's heaps of grass coming back through, so just knock that around. It won't touch the chicory or damage that, but it'll just knock all the grass that's in here around, and any other weeds that are coming up with it. But give it a month and it'll be looking really good. We should be grazing it, I'd say, probably mid to late December. But we'll have a look at the maize now and see how that's getting on. But first, have a look at this, because we got some heavy rain the other day. Well, it's come in now. I don't think it'll stick around very long, but it started hailing. It's a bit hard to focus in on, but pretty big hail. The maize certainly isn't going to like this. There's a fair bit of water come down now, as you can see all the rivers out there running. That's a lot of rain. As you just seen, it was just a big dirty thunderstorm that came through and sort of, yeah, I think it dumped about 25 mils of rain within 40 minutes roughly. But yeah, the hail sort of worried me a little bit, because it was quite big, and yeah, it stuck around for a wee while. And what happens is that when we get hail like that, it sort of tears these little maize plants up pretty bad, as you can see from plants like this. So it's torn the end of the leaves up. But yeah, they're looking pretty good though, I think. So they're going to recover from that. As you can see there and there, like that. The leaves might die, but they'll recover, like I said. And yeah, I think we definitely got out of jail there a little bit too. But the maize is looking really good, it's up and away. And same with these other two paddocks over here, these are exactly the same, growing real good. But there was that fourth paddock that we couldn't plant because we couldn't get the power harrow around it. So I'll show you what happened there. Well, we got it planted, but we also got the planter tractor stuck too, so we couldn't plant along here. And with all that rain, it sort of filled up down here as well. It made it go real wet, as you can see. So it's drowned the maize that was planted. which is a bit of a shame because yeah, there's a heap of stuff that isn't going to grow in here now. But like I was saying, as long as we can cultivate it when we put it back in grass, that's alright. I'm not too worried. You can see the wheel marks here from where the tractor got stuck. We had to bring another one down and pull them out. But yeah, it just doesn't look like anything's growing down the bottom here on this real clayey stuff, which is yeah, a bit of a bummer. So it won't be a total hectare now, it might be say 0.7. We did manage to get the tractor through here, but it's just, yeah, all that water's just drowned all the maize out, unfortunately. And we couldn't plant that but either because it was just too wet. So hopefully we can, yeah, put it back into grass and sort of tidy it all up. Might need some topsoil in there maybe, just on top. I don't know, we'll get there. But I have just spotted while doing a little bit of a walk around that we've got a bit of a bird problem. So these plants, these nice big healthy plants, the birds come along and just, they want the seed at the bottom of them. See, something's cracked that's just lying there. So they just walk along in a straight line and pull them out and eat the maize kernel. See another one, it's just cracked. Plant's gone, they won't, well, yeah, they're dead. Which is a bit of a shame. It's something else we got to worry about now. Sort of nailed this row as well, and here. They can do quite a bit of damage. I thought this might happen a little bit. So it's not everywhere, but something we might have to keep a very close eye on. See, look at that, that's terrible. Damn. But if you've spotted that this maize was planted differently, you would be correct. And the difference being that this is the single row here, and then this is the staggered row, or they call it staggered row maize planting or something like that. So these plants are in a zigzag like this, rather than normally it would be sort of maize seeds like that. And the reasoning behind this is that by staggering them in this zigzag, that these plants have more sort of room per plant, which is supposed to increase yields. Whether that actually happens or not, that's debatable, but it looks cool. That's the only paddock that was planted like that, and the rest, or the other three that were done, which you would have seen in a couple of videos ago, is just a single row maize planting. But yeah, like I said, looks cool. And I don't know, I think that is the only paddock that has been nailed by birds. Well, there's a little bit of damage here, but I don't know, that almost looks like a rabbit, that one. Definitely not as severe as that other one. And that, or that bird treatment seed I used, was mainly all planted in there because I had quite a bit left, and it was only mainly the headlands done in here. So you would have thought that they would come into this paddock. I did have a little wander down the end before, and it looks not too bad. So what I'll do is text, I've sent Darcy a text actually, and just asking him whether it's bird damage or it could be something different, but that's what I think it would be anyway for now. We've also taken some paddocks out for silage. We're making round bales. This is one of them. It's getting possibly a little bit too long. I really should have cut it this week, but we're just waiting for our stars to align, but you'll find out why soon enough. And there's a bit of weather coming in the next couple of days, so we've sort of missed our window, but hopefully we can chop this and bale it next week, because we really want to get these paddocks back into the rotation and starting to grow again before the dry could potentially hit. So we've got this one, the two over there in front of that house, two paddocks here. There's one here and one below it, and it looks pretty heavy here, but it's a little bit lighter over the brow there, and one just over there. So that's the last paddock there. That one's reasonably heavy. And here's some cows for everyone that wanted to see cows in this video. I also have a little bit of a surprise for you, which will be in the next video, hopefully, all things going well, fingers crossed. But I think I'll pretty much end the video there. As you can see, our crops are, yeah, they're mostly looking alright. There's a few little issues, especially around that bird problem, I think it is. Hopefully Darcy will text back soon and we'll find out what it is. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. And apart from that, I'll see you next time. So I got the message back from Darcy, and he reckons it is Pukeko's. Damn.